This is Jack Schabrowski with the Prelude to Positioning. Why study brand positioning? Well, it's my belief that brand positioning is one of the most important ideas in modern marketing. You must have a working knowledge of positioning to be a successful marketer. When it comes to positioning, I tend to take a recent Trout view on positioning, but I've also been influenced by the people at J. Walter Thompson, who I've worked with on a number of marketing projects. Positioning is an organized method of getting into the consumer's mind. Recent Trout. Positioning is not what you do to the product. Positioning is what you do to the mind of your prospects. And so positioning is all about that organized method of getting into the consumer's mind. That is getting your brand into the consumer's mind and in a way that makes it competitive against other brands. Positioning is how you differentiate yourself in the mind of the consumer. Al Reese. So once again, it's all in the mind of the consumer, and it's how we get consumers to perceive our brand relative to the competition. So, your position is consumers' perception of your brand relative to the competition. It's also what consumers think of when your brand name is mentioned. And then finally, your position is why customers buy your product. The basic positioning concept is answering the question, why will people or why should people buy our product? As Al Reese says, the most difficult part of positioning is selecting that one specific concept to hang your hat on. Yet you must, if you want to cut through the prospect's wall of indifference. Many of us, when we start talking about what is it that we're going to sell about our brand, we say, well, our brand is A and B and C and D and E. And that gets wasted on customers. They don't have enough time to listen to any of that. So it's critical that you must select that one specific concept that best differentiates you from all of the big competitors. The essence of positioning is sacrifice, then. You must be willing to give up something in order to establish that unique position. You can't be everything to everybody. You must be one specific thing to a specific target audience. A couple of other little quotes. Don't try and trick the prospect. Advertising is not a debate, it's a seduction. You can't beat somebody with a nobody. This is an old political saying, but it also applies to brands. You can't beat a major solid brand with a no name brand. And then, of course, the other aspect of positioning that's critical is that words are triggers. They trigger the meanings which are buried in the mind. And so as we work to position our product in the mind of the consumers, we have to understand words and what words mean to our customers. Positioning also teaches us how to use communication techniques to capture a position in the mind of the consumer. Positioning also teaches us how to build our strategy around our competition's weaknesses, how to reposition a strong competitor and create a weak spot, how to use position to its best advantage, how to choose perhaps the best name for your product, and how to analyze recent trends that are likely to affect your positioning over time. And remember, positioning is all about the customer. To find a unique position, you must ignore the conventional logic of finding the concept inside yourself or inside the product. Instead, you must look inside the prospect's mind. That is, thinking like a customer and understanding what's important to the customer in this product category. An example that Reese and Trout like to use is 7-Up's famous Uncola campaign. The Uncola idea wasn't found within 7-Up. It was found in the cola drinker's mind. And also, it's about the consumer in terms of positioning is about finding a niche and exploiting it. That is something that is unique about our product that we can show or demonstrate to consumers that it creates value for them. An example is the famous Volkswagen Beetle. It was all they exploited the concept of size, high price. It's cars like BMW and Piaget watches, low price, generics or old Milwaukee beer or a number of other products that are low price, and then gender. And of course, they use some old ideas from the 70s here. Marlboro cigarettes for men and Virginia Slim cigarettes for women. There are 4 areas of positioning that you need to have expertise. Performing a position situation analysis, that is, understanding the current situation for positioning. And this will require some thought about what things are like internally, that is, within your company and within your brand, what the competition is doing and how it's positioning in itself, and the customer and what's important to the customer, and whether or not taste and preferences and importance of attributes is changing over time. You also need to learn how to develop a positioning statement. And the positioning statement then becomes the cornerstone for developing a positioning plan. And of course, we need to be able to develop a positioning plan and then implement that positioning plan in a way that actually does create the right position for our brand in the mind of our consumers. So, in summary, positioning is one of the key ideas in all of marketing. You need to learn about it. So let's get started.